we just got to finish setting up a little bit and we will be ready. I've got, holy cow, I've got so many cards and things that I have to go through. Dear me, sometimes you forget. Sometimes you make that critical error and you forget how much you got going on. And then you're in the position of trying to figure out everything that you got going on. So we're trying to get this done in a reasonable manner, which may or may not happen. We're going to give it a go. And so I think we're going to need a little elevation. There we go. And back it up a touch. And there we are. Okay. Wow. I hope everybody had a really good 4th of July. We still got a few minutes left. I had to work, so I got home. When I got home, I started to square this away because I was thinking about doing it last night. And I just have not had the opportunity quite yet. So, because of that... Oh, that's actually just a shadow from there. That's fine. So anyhow, I had to work today. And when I got out, I did my best to leave as quickly as possible. So, after I got out of there, I decided that I was coming straight back to fire some mortars off from my house, and that was fun. Let me just try and adjust a touch here. Okay, so that was fun, but I'm doing that for a video that I'll release after I'm done right here. But we're going to get ourselves a batch of wine ready, actually, for next year. And I thought it would be fun to do that. So right now I'm just cutting up some cheesecloth. I'm going to need that. Not making mozzarella. Today we're going to make ourselves a little batch of wine. And so in saying that, right now I'm setting up the herbs that we have going on. So here I have some lemon verbena that I grow out front, and some lemongrass that I grow out front. That is going to go along with some ginger and honey crystals that I have. And I did that because, well, really, I think it's going to taste great that way. So this isn't like the pomegranate wine that we made the last time. So I have everything squared away, and I have... Hi, how are you? Thank you, Multiversal Trendy Shorts, for stopping by. Of course, I have to have my trusty side cat, my son right here. Well, the honey's gonna definitely make us a little bit of engine oil. And that's the whole point. So, Freddy's here to observe. He doesn't help so much. He's kind of bossy. He just stares at me. But, it's his house. I just pay all the bills. So, getting this squared away. And, so those are the herbs I'm going to use to partially season this up. And that I'm putting them in the cheesecloth actually because I have learned not to allow them to just float around freely. I did that the last time, and the mess that it makes when you are trying to clean everything up, it really, really sucks. So we are going to make this batch together. We're going to make it live, and it's easy. It is easy. It's something anyone can do, and I encourage you to try. If you like mead, if you like wine, and it's a little bit of fun practice fermentation right there. So we're going to bundle our herbs up. We're going to get them squared away real quick. I know I'm not looking at chat right now. I will shortly. I'm just trying to get this set up and ready because we're going to need it in just a few moments. Now, it's not hard to ferment. It is not. That is why so many different cultures have figured out how to ferment, and everybody has figured out how to make alcohol. Not saying you have to enjoy or over-enjoy too many drinks, but there's that. Now, one of the other benefits is these carry natural yeast that's in the air. So I'm going to set that back in its bowl right over there. And then again, as I said, we're going to add some ginger and honey crystals. Not going to hurt. We do have ourselves 5 pounds of honey. Might end up being a little bit excessive, but you know, we'll find out. We'll find out. Pet Freddy. Hey, Freddy. I know you want a snack. That's why you're licking your lips. You're always licking your lips. Whenever there's food, there is a Freddy. So we're going to get this squared away. Just because I think it'll be really fun to have a batch ready for next year. So we have our container. It's sterilized. The lid, sterilized. Everything you want to use, sterilize it. Make sure it's good. Now, Star Sand, that works great. There's other things that work great. So does just regular bleach and water. Just rinse it well. Let it air dry. Don't wipe it off. And what I'm going to do now is start to get our yeast. Our yeast needs to be put in some warm water. And we're going to give it a little stir. It needs to wake up. It's been sitting in the fridge. It's been sleeping. So we're going to give it a little warm bath to wake up with. You can check on the back of whichever yeast you are using. Right now, I'm using a Lalvin. And this is more of a champagne yeast, which is fine. Completely fine. Now, the big fun part. This is a big ass jar of honey, and I tend to keep my room, my home, pretty cool. Just because that's what I like. Florida's hot enough already. I don't need to contribute. So let's get that going. Oh yeah, all the honey. It's a ton, just a ton of honey that we're gonna let out of here, and that's gonna take itself a moment, but it's good. It's fantastic. Now mixing it up, a little bit of a pain in the butt because it is honey, but we are going to add our water and give it a good mix afterward. And yes, Freddy will be playing around with us pretty soon. I just want to get this batch going. It's only going to take a few minutes. And yes, a lot of people like to weigh and measure and do everything very scientific. I do not care. Because this is going to be for me next year. So on the 250th birthday of the United States, I'm going to crack into this and it's going to be awesome. Now, it is going to be potent. We are definitely going to make ourselves a potent one. Which is fine. Completely fine. So, there we go. Oh, yeah. Of course. Your honey better be viscous. That, and I only use something that's real honey. You want to use real honey. Don't try to use any of that fake stuff. No fake stuff. Right there. There we go. Alright. Because that's going to end up being the perfect amount. Now, we're going to go ahead, take a look at our yeast, see how it's doing. It's doing pretty good. We're starting to see a little bit of the waking action, a little bit of froth on top. And I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of distilled water. We're not adding tap. I mean, you could. I wouldn't. But you could. So, we've got this all cleaned up. It's sanitized. Let me go add distilled water because we got to do a whole lot of mixing. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Now, as you can see, totally separated. Yes, because it's viscous and it is the real stuff. So, now we're going to go ahead and get that mixed up and it's going to be great. That thing in the blue bowl is champagne yeast. It's specifically made for champagne. However, you don't have to make champagne with it. Believe it or not, there are people who do this actually with bread yeast that you get at any grocery store. And it's cheap, and it works. It works just fine. Yeast tends to do a certain thing. Now, how strong that variety of yeast is, now that's the question. And here we go. Alright. Start slow, don't oversplash, don't make a mess. And there we are. Starting to get that all mixed in there, which is perfect. That's what we want. And now we have a 1 gallon jar right here, which is specifically what I wanted. Because after this begins to ferment, then what I will be doing. Okay, now in the blue bowl, back to the yeast, we're going to start to see this froth. Alright, here we go. And now I can answer questions. Well, you gotta leave a gap. You gotta leave a gap, my friend. That little gap right there. Because that's not a lot. So that's why. There we go. No. You want to leave a little gap. Because there's going to be some fuzzing, some buzzing. There's going to be things going on in here. But that leads us up to next. We have our herb packet, which I have right there. Although there's one thing that I'm looking for. And after I find that, they're cheap. Actually, you could probably buy like 10 of them for like just a few bucks. They're not expensive. They're not. So, yeast is not an expensive thing. It occurs naturally. And that's one of the things that we're going to take advantage of a little bit on this one. Because while yeast does occur naturally, there is still strengths and everything. However, the plants that I grow in my front yard also have natural yeast from the air in them. So first things first, while I'm still looking for what I need, we're going to take our ginger and honey crystals, and we're going to add them right in. And one random leaf of lemon verbena. If you guys haven't had lemon verbena, it's awesome. It does smell exactly like lemon and give that kind of a flavor without the acid. And our yeast is good. Our yeast is ready. On in it goes. I'm going to give it a little dip, a little stir, and there it goes. Everything's sanitized. That's what you got to do when you're doing this. And now, we're going to mix that in there really good. Stir that for like a good minute. Not a whole minute. Just long enough to make sure everything's incorporated. Because that's key. It's got to be in there. And then we get to take the rest of our herbs, which we've already got squared away. And I'm just looking for a rubber band that I seem to have misplaced. That's fine. Not a big deal. Now, you seem to find everything else but what you're looking for when you need just one thing. Got my rubber band though. There we are. And there we go. So we're going to get that all squared up. And I'm just double checking. I want to make sure everything's good here. Want to make sure that I didn't miss anything important. And I don't believe that we did. I think we did a good job. Excellent. So, we'll get this part squared away and into the mix. And believe it or not, that's kind of all we got to do. That's it. Now, I will show you some other things that are kind of important. Really important. But, chief among them, what you're using. And also, there we go. How you're seasoning. Boom. Now I got to submerge it. We want it in there. It's got to be in there. There we go. Now, we have our herbs in there. Lemongrass, ginger, and lemon verbena. So, I can put a weight on that. And if I were to put a weight on it and, sink it down, that would be good. But this is only for this first stage. Now, this container is one of my favorites because I can lock it if I want, or I could leave it like this. Because as the yeast begins to ferment and you have the gases coming from the yeast as it converts sugar into alcohol, this would be pushed up automatically. For today, day one, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave it locked so it can't close. That is going to be great. Now, it does not need to go in a fridge. It's fermenting. You can put it in there and totally waste everything. You don't want to do that. We got temperatures that we're trying to get going. Oh, it's going to dissolve. It's going to dissolve. The sugars inside of it, the yeast eats those. And as the yeast eats all those sugars, that is where we start to get our alcohol. Off into a cool, dry spot. And guess what? In about a week, that would actually okay. Oh, all right, yeah. No. I am not going to drink that whole jar by myself. Wow. I mean, you could. You're going to have a really rough day afterward. And it's 1 gallon, so what's that, 4 liters? That is 2.2 kilograms of honey, but milliliters. No milliliters, but at least get the kilograms. A little bit left in the bottom, that's fine. I enjoy my tea. So, I'll have my tea, and I'll have a little extra honey to use. Not like I don't have more, but still. Then, no, that is you do not want Freddy Fur in your wine. I've come close to accidentally having that happen. But thankfully, well, he saw that the operation was done, so he's moved on. So now we have that. So in about a month, that will actually get transferred into one of our 1 gallon carboys. And I have a few of these, and I will fill them up as time goes by. Right. Alright, cool. I mean, 2.27 kilograms, I do believe is quite a lot. But I don't know the milligrams off the top of my head. There we go. I mean, well, kind of says it, doesn't it? So, still. Alright. 2,270. There you are. There we go. Alright, now, we got that out of the way. That's one of the projects that I got going on tonight. A lot of things always going on. Unfortunately, when you're busy, you cram as much as you can in to the time that you have. And this is now just junk. It'll go in the bin later on when I go out. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I gotta sort. I'll just put them up with the rest of my Magic the Gathering and Pokemon for now. So it's 4th of July, or just ending. May have just ended. So, hey buddy. Unfortunately, I had to work tonight. So, Mr. Freddy had to hang out all by his lonesome during the fireworks. And I really don't like doing that. Because, there we go, get on there. Because it's stressful. All of a sudden it sounds like everything's blowing up everywhere, all around him. Sorry. I just had to reassemble my water real quick. There we are. Yep, 5 gallons of water at a time. Oh, hey, Quinn. Good to see you back. Good to see you back as well, Multiversal. But, yeah, Freddy's not in meow mode because of the fireworks. Pretty sure he was unhappy that it was not here when all the booms and bangs were. Freddy, what is it? Alright, well, anyhow. He finds stuff. He likes to play with money too. Coins are his favorite. Likes to play around with them. See how far he can make them slide, I'm pretty sure. Alright, buddy boy. Cool. And yes, we do have this heater down there, but it's not bedtime. It's pretty early. So we got that part out of the way. Did anyone? Meow. Yep. Freddy, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna? No? You're not in meow mode? No. No, he's not. He's not with it right now. He's unhappy. Because of the smell of all the fireworks also. I believe I could likely show you the haze outside that is totally covering a lot of places in the U.S. Hey, bud. So, Freddy is also deciding whether he's going to play around with the pads for my crutches. Yeah. He likes those. Mostly because they're rubber and he can beat the heck out of them, and they last longer than the toys that he has. Although he's got a lot of toys. He just hasn't gone through them all. What are you doing, bud? What are you thinking about? What is that? I can't pronounce that. Multiversal. I'm not that talented. So, yep. All the magic stuff that I gotta go through. And Freddy's gonna help. He's gonna help by trying to eat some of those. Freddy? Freddy? Hey, buddy. You good? Is it playtime? No, it's not playtime yet. Maybe it is. Possibly. You missed. Why'd you miss? Aw, buddy. Oops. I flipped everybody. Alright. It's a meme song. Oh. Well, that would be why I do not know. Oh, dear. So, I hope everyone had a great day. I had a fair amount of fun. But mostly work. You know, it's unavoidable. One of those things you can just sort of deal with. Freddy, it's a family channel. Quit playing with your junk. You know, cats, excellent taste. That's why they lick their butts. Same with dogs. Weird. Alright, Freddy, don't take it personal. The little guy. So, as I said, oh no, I already worked. I worked all day. Those curbs? What, these? These go to my crutches. I have ankle problems. Ankle problems, my friend. Too much football in wine? Curbs in wine. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, the wine itself, so I did add, like I said, I added lemon verbena, I added lemongrass, I added ginger, some honey crystals, 5 pounds of honey. It's going to be potent because former athlete issues. Former. No longer, man. These things are beat up, they're old, just too old. The ankles hate me. That's why they look all big, because they're swollen. And it's one of those things. The green things that I packed in were lemongrass. You know what? How about I show you the garden, and you'll understand exactly where they came from. Because my garden's right out front. Nice and handy, right? So, I needed a sip of the bevy. So, these are my favorite sandals that Freddy likes to take. It's going to get dark for a second because I don't like to keep lights on for no reason. So, bear with me for about 5 seconds. Boom. There we go. And now we go out. Okay. Here we go. The gecko's still there. Hey, buddy, what's going on? He's a little guy. But he's hanging out by the light because he knows the bugs will come and then he gets free food. So, here's my hibiscus plant, which is just coming back to life after having a really crappy time. This, as you can see, is where I cut the lemongrass. And this grass, also known as citronella grass, gives off a wonderful scent. It is lemony. This stuff does feel very rough right around the edges. And it also tends to help keep away bugs, which I'm really happy about. Well, the hibiscus is right there. But I do also have, sometimes people call it Jamaican hibiscus. Yeah, lemongrass. But this is like a sorrel. And these little buds right there, hard to see because they're so dark purple. But those buds are also good. They make an awesome tea. Agua fresca. Yes, they do. Tastes great. And it's a wonderful seasoning if you want to make like a soup or a broth. I like to use these if I'm making like an Asian inspired soup. Some lemongrass, some ginger, some hot peppers, and I'm happy. It's a good base. It's not the whole thing, but it's a base. There's some oregano. I'm waiting on ginger to come up there. And this is the lemon verbena. And this little plant right here, if you pinch one of these, they smell exactly like lemon. But you don't have the lemon acid. And, the citric acid. And so, those are nice. Gotta have myself my broadleaf and my thin leaf sage. Very handy. And then, I can't remember what the hell I planted right there. I think those are pumpkins. But I plant a lot of stuff. That's why these are empty right now. Because that used to be broccoli, that used to be Brussels sprouts, and that used to be beets. But I haven't decided what I'm doing next. We'll figure that out. Well, I'll figure it out. So, gotta have the supplies and everything else ready. And I have even more out back. No weed. No weed. Not legal here. Although I did live in Oregon, and when I lived in Oregon, it was definitely legal, and you can definitely just walk into a store and buy it, so long as you are at least 21. 21 now. Yup. Oh no, not a Camry. Mirage. It's my blue boy, which I'm super happy about. It's not a fast car, but it's a brand new car, so I'm happy with it. Right now it's just wet, very wet. And then we're getting off towards the back. Oh, so anybody who happens to see this video and remember my banana tree, it's still there. It's still there. And then I have more projects going on in the back, of course, because I haven't finished it yet. I ended up getting busy and I just couldn't get back to it. But I will. I'll get back to it eventually and finish that so I have my front yard garden, my backyard garden, and maybe a worm garden. That's why I have so many extra buckets. Alright. Back through the darkness. Ooh! I think yesterday you're wondering about Freddy's new cat tree. This is Freddy's new cat tree. And yeah, it's big. He likes it. Freddy likes anything that can keep him off the ground for some reason. So yeah, this is the cat tree. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab some catnip. You want some catnip, buddy? All right, we'll find out. We'll find out in a few seconds. Because I keep a lot. I used to grow some outside, too. Used to have some growing out there in my garden. But let's dope up Freddy for a moment. There we go. A little pinch of the nip. Okay. So, you already smell what I got going on, buddy? You smell what's happening? I'll just throw it everywhere. That's fine. Yep. And now Freddy has his catnip on his new cat tree, which definitely going to make him happy. Definitely going to make him happy. But he enjoys it, so that's what we do. Although his old, one of the decorations from his old house, he doesn't have on there currently, which is fine. Ah! The antelope pelt. No, I did not shoot this one. Not me. But somebody was... Oh, yeah, he gets the zoomies. Post-snap zoomies. Pre-poop zoomies. And he just got happy zoomies. So we'll see what happens. Well, we're just going to have to find out what happens as we go. But yeah. Hey, bud. You doing good? Looks like you're starting to do good. Yeah. He'll be just fine. This is from an antelope. The person was gonna throw it away. And I was raised that, if you shoot something, if you kill it, you use it, you keep it, you don't waste it. You took something's life, use it. So, apparently the person who did shoot this, just didn't know what to do with the skin, which is fine. I gave it to Freddy. It was like his little house cave tiger kind of, pelt, and he enjoyed that, but, right? But he was going to throw it away. So I was like, I'll give you $5. So I took it for $5. And you know what? It's actually a handy thing. Most of the time, if I do use it, it would actually go in the back of my car. And it would actually be a barrier in the back. It is a handy thing to have, though, because water just kind of rolls off of it. So I have no specific use, and it does have the leather still. So the hide's there, and it's good material if somebody wanted to do something with it. But I'm not not big into wearing any kind of fur or anything like that. I just didn't want to see it go to waste, like somebody throw it away. I feel like that'd be kind of crummy. But if I find somebody who would use it for something like some kind of arts crafts or anything like that, I'd probably give it to them for the same as I paid. So that way it gets used. That's kind of all I want. I just don't want it trashed for no reason. Hey, bud, this one looks a little loose, which tells me your fat butt's been on it. Yup. I'm just tightening this one down. I noticed a little bit of a wobble because Freddy is not the lightest cat in the world. Are you? You know you are not. So, I'll figure that one out, multiversal. I don't know when, but eventually I'll figure it out. Hopefully pretty soon, because I'm trying to get rid of so much stuff. That's why everything is a mess out here. because once a week I basically load up a bin for something that is trash, and then I load up another bin for whatever I'm donating to give somebody else a chance to use. So there's like drills and stuff like that, and tools everywhere. Things that I don't use anymore that I don't need. I like to ship them on to somebody else, somebody who's going to use it. Oh, buddy. Yep. Climbing time. Uh-huh. Yep, that one needs to be tightened. That is a definite. So I'll figure that out. Definitely. Hey, why you sneezy? Why are you so sneezy, Freddy boy? Alright, well, I wanted to be able to get this out. And again, I hope everyone had a great week. And no, he might crash. That's why I need to tighten that up. You can see the other ones are fine, but I've already tightened those. It's just that his aunt, who unfortunately she did pass about 2 weeks ago, and that is where this one came to him from. She weighed maybe as much as Freddy's head, and so it was fine. But Freddy is a good bit more sizable, so because of that, they've all got to get tightened down. But he's good. You can see the catnip taking effect. That's why he's rubbing up on everything and staring off into space like a cat who has just smoked a little something something. Definitely. Ah, Freddy boy. What a goofy boy. Ah, there we go. Cleared up a little bit. Nice. So, yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, Quinn. Did you get to see some fireworks today, my friend? Light off any? I've got a video that I'm going to put out later tomorrow from the mortars that I lit off earlier. And it was funny because I was on my way home and, it was already pretty much nighttime. Well, not night, but like closer to midnight. And the guys at the fireworks tent were starting to sell fireworks like just, all right, I'll give you these 5 boxes for $25. I didn't buy that many. I did not. I just want to set off a few things because it's fun and I've done it every year. I just don't want to overdo it and freak out Freddy. This is funny because as big as this cat tower is, he doesn't quite fit the right way into everything, so it's kind of amusing to me. He's got a little mini tower down there just for scratching on. And then, of course, he's got a little hotel right there and right there. And the one in the other room. So, multiple places to sleep. He will instead sleep on top of me later on. That's what's going to happen. I already know. Yep. Alright. Well, we got Freddy all doped up. So, I'm going to leave him to that. Alright. Freddy, it's dark. What's going to happen? Nothing. Hey, boy. Good boy. Good boy, Freddy. So, alright. I think those are the projects that I told you I was going to get done today. So, you did get to see Freddy's new cat tower. It is kind of big. We do have our Mead fermentation starting out. I will post updates on it, and you guys will be able to see some of that process. And the goal is for that to be perfectly clear and tasty. It is going to be sweet, but clear and tasty. By the time we roll around to next July 4th, I will, of course, have to sample it when I am switching it from the fermentation vessel to the carboy. After it's racked is what they refer to as racking. So after we rack it, then it will be in there. And then, in the very last stage, is when we have our handy bottles. These are great. They're fantastic for it. Flip top bottles, so you don't end up with an explosion, which can happen. Has happened to a lot of people. Has even happened to some professional companies. And, well, thankfully I'm not them, so I don't have to sweat anything like that. That's all going to be for me and my friends. My neighbor, he likes to go ahead and have a little sip with me when I make something. The pomegranate wine, not going to repeat the pomegranate wine for a while. Yeah, I've made beer. And it's pretty similar. Pretty similar. Fermenting's not hard. Anyone can do it. It doesn't cost a ton of money. You do have to have some patience, though. You have to have some patience. You have to have a little bit of equipment that you could actually buy for less than $100. I mean, you could probably find a set for under 50, just to try it out, see if you enjoy it, because it's fun to play around and make your own. At worst, you might have to order some, some herbs, some hops, some things like that. But once you get the kind of hops that you want, you can go ahead and set it up and just enjoy it from there. Freddie, we're coming down to your level, buddy. Hey, bud. How we doing? Are you good? No? What are you doing, Freddie? I think you've been dipping into the catnip, buddy. I think you did it. Oh, man, he started stalking the camera. That's funny. But yes, I've made beer. Pretty fun to do. Alright. He's just exploring. Freddie's gonna have the munchies in a minute, though. I already know that. Might as well get that going. Freddie's munchies. Want a snack, buddy? Do you want a treat? Is it snacko time? I still have some of your favorite snacks. I'm happy you're not going in the fridge this time. That was unfortunate. He did get into the fridge before. And then I was like, where the hell did he go? Found him. Not happy about the situation, but he was okay. Just kind of mad. But that's what curiosity does. Oh yeah, any kind of food for Freddy. I mean, he's still got 2 bowls of food, but he does love these. Always, always, always. Yeah, he knows what's up. Dad's got the package. Alright. You gonna come up, Freddy? Alright, bud. There you go. Freddy's gotta have his snacks. It looks like chocolate. It does, doesn't it? It really does. It looks like this thing could be a candy bar, but it is not. It's salmon flavor savory cravings, and they got the little bits, but those little bits, no, I gotta give him 2 at a time. He'd be annoyed. So while it does look like chocolate, no, not chocolate. Some salmon kind of looking cat treat, but he likes them a lot. Look at your little calic. Are you thinking about jumping up onto why? Why? Buddy, what are you doing in the sink? You know, sometimes I have questions. Freddy, you cannot eat. He's trying to eat the yeast. What are you doing? See? Just water. Yep. Licking his chops. What are we going to do with you, buddy? Alright. Well, thank you guys for joining me. We're just trying to chill and hang out for a little bit this evening. And we're going to probably get going. I think it's time. That way I can get a little bit of resting. Gotta work tomorrow. And Freddy can relax after dealing with all the noise that he had to from the fireworks earlier this evening. And again, sucks that I wasn't here, but he's good. He's good. He's a good boy. Yeah. That's right. Under the chin? Yeah, under the chin. Alright. Well, thank you guys very much for joining. Please leave a like. Please consider subscribing if you are interested in checking out more Freddy and I hanging out, maybe going on one of our walks, maybe while we're cooking up some food. Freddy, he has gone to sleep in the sink before. I'm really hoping we don't have to deal with that this evening. What are you doing, bud? Ah. Well, Freddy's under influence right now. Yep, there we go. Yep, the tail. The tail's a weapon, and it will break stuff. Alright, thanks again, guys. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out any of the other videos. If you do leave comments under the other videos, I will respond to you as soon as possible. I do like to respond to everybody, and I don't like to leave people hanging. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Enjoy everything in the world you can, and take care. Have a good night.